All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are talking about the Washington Commanders in today's video, Victory Tuesday. The Washington Commanders drafted Jayden Daniels a few months ago. They're 2-1 through 3 games of the season. 23-year-old Jayden Daniels was his nickname. Jayden Daniels, in his third ever NFL game, set the rookie record for single game completion percentage at 91.3, led the Washington Commanders to scores on all 6 of its drives, not including the kneel downs, and kept the turnover number at 0. Cliff Kingsbury called a phenomenal game. Dan Quinn coached a nice aggressive game. I get it, this isn't the most perfect team in the National Football League, but I promise you, there is not a single Commanders fan out there watching this video right now that cares that this is not a perfect football team. For the first time in a very long time, and I really like Sam Howell, but this is Jayden Daniels drafted where he was for a specific reason. Jayden Daniels, the Heisman winner at LSU, like, the kid's a stud. We kind of had a feeling he was going to be a day one stud. Nothing matters. Nothing else matters. The only thing the Washington Commanders were looking for this season is Jayden the dude. Is he the dude? And like I said, man, Cliff Kingsbury was a phenomenal hire. It's a night and day difference than, say, the dude who was drafted right before him, and Caleb Williams, led by Shane Waldron as the Bears offensive coordinator. Like, it just truly is a night and day difference. So welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking about the Washington Commanders in today's video, but before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We post a ton of Commanders videos throughout the week, so if we try and get this one to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. The whole summer we were kind of saying, if Jayden Daniels is who we think he can be, especially if he's going to be good early on, and he doesn't have to be perfect, he pretty much was perfect last night, Washington's going to make some noise. And a lot of people actually predicted this Commanders team to sneak into the wild card conversations. Unfortunately, it looked like a really difficult division with Philadelphia. The Giants, no one was really concerned about the Giants, but with Philadelphia and the Dallas Cowgirls, Washington right now is sitting pretty at 2-1. I was reading a Power Rankings article from The Athletic, and it still was kind of shocking to me that they had Washington at 18. I know there's some defensive struggles or defensive woes. Joe Burrow last night, 29 of 38, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. They also ran the ball 20 times for 124 yards, averaging 6.2 yards per carry and a score. But none of that really matters to me. They were clocked in at 18 on The Athletic last week. Even after a win against the Giants, they were 29th. But Jayden Daniels leads the NFL in completion percentage through 3 weeks, 80.3%. This is the number 2 pick in the draft. What he's been able to do, specifically the last 2 games, specifically last night, you don't see it. He's second in the league in EPA per attempt at 0.43. That's a really good indicator of how a quarterback is looking in the National Football League. Sorry, I had to take this in out, geez. Like we said at the beginning of this video, 21 of 23 for 254 yards in his first 2 ever NFL touchdown passes. He also had a nice rushing touchdown. And Cliff Kingsbury, like, who was it? Cam Taylor-Britt was ragging on this team for running a college-style offense. I never really viewed that even as a bad thing, because you want short passes. You want a run-first offense with Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler and Jayden Daniels' feet. And you want to give your quarterback, who just got drafted a few months ago, you want to give him short completions to not only move the chains, but to obviously get his confidence going. And what we saw last night, specifically, we'll get to that play, the game-winning play pretty much to Terry, and also the 55-yard dot, literal dot to Scary Terry deep. It's a sign for things to come. I know Washington's offense is not perfect. I would love for them to some way, somehow acquire a couple of more playmakers. Terry McLaurin is a stud. 4 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown, including that 55-yard literal dot early on in the game. But folks, They're looking really good. Next week, you got the Arizona Cardinals on the road Sunday at 4:05 Eastern, but the Jayden Daniels era is here, and it's here to stay. The fact that the Washington Commanders scored on all 6 of their full possessions against Cincinnati is crazy, but what's even crazier is their streaks now at 14 consecutive scoring drives dating back to Week 1 against Tampa, not including Neil Downs, obviously. The amount of efficiency that statistic is, it could be the Chiefs, it could be the Bengals, it could be the Ravens. The Washington Commanders, with a rookie QB, have scored on 14 straight drives. Like, how is that a statistic? Last night, the Commanders drove 70, 62, 75, 33, 46, which was the field goal, and 70 yards to get their 6 scores. Dan Campbell, my God. Sorry. Dan Quinn was extremely aggressive the entire game, which I absolutely love. And also shout out to this offensive line. A lot of people were worried about the offensive line, and I wasn't necessarily worried about the talent or the coaching of the offensive line. It's just when you have a kid like Jayden Daniels, it reminds me a lot of AR. It's like he's gonna run. He's a mobile dual threat quarterback. So you gotta slide, right? You gotta take your chances when you see him. You gotta protect your body. The most important thing for me is seeing Jayden Daniels play, start, and finish all 17 games this upcoming season. And the offensive line did a phenomenal job. You're going up against seriously one of the most slept on, underrated defensive edges in the National Football League. 3-time Pro Bowl Trey Hendrickson. He had 1 sack and 1 tackle for loss. Cornelius Lucas and rookie Brandon Coleman holding it down at left tackle. The only negative outside of maybe like defensive inconsistency or just not having like a great defensive night would be Austin Eckler's concussion. He's not going to be playing on Sunday's game against Arizona, but the dude's looked really good. People were ragging on Austin Eckler all of last season as he was working his way back from injury. People were clowning this Washington team for even signing him on the first place. He had a 24-yard run in the first half. Freaking Brian Robinson on my fantasy team. Lost by 2.05 points. I was upset. But Eckler's a stud. He also kicked off the second half with a 62-yard return, which sets you up in scoring position right out of the gate. And the game sealer is what makes this game so impressive. It's 3rd and 7 from the Bengals 27. There's 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Washington is up by 5 points. If Cincinnati gets this 3rd and 7 stop, even if Washington makes a field goal, all Cincy has to do in 2 minutes with Joe Burrow, and co, is just go down the field, score a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion. So they bring the entire house. They send 7 men in a cover 0 blitz. JD with a freaking body. Who was it? Geno Stone, wasn't it Stone? A body in him rips a 45-yarder for a scary Terry touchdown at the back of the end zone. What we've seen, like I think Terry actually said it post game. JD just grew up. Like, welcome to the NFL. That was his official welcome to the NFL game. And I can't wait to see what Washington has in store for the rest of the season, especially with Jayden Daniels as the quarterback. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for more NFL and Commanders content. But guys, give me your thoughts on this Commanders team down below. Give me a team grade rating for last night's game, and we will see you in a couple of days.